Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going wonderful. Welcome to Card Making Fundamentals. Today this is class or lesson number 3. Thank you so much for joining me. So we are going to go ahead and take a look at what we need to create our card project today. We don't really need too much, but we do need our scissors. We're going to need our glue. You're also going to need a jewel picker upper, your tape runner, and your brown ink, of course, and your pencils. Where's our pencils at? Let's grab those. So that's everything that we're going to need to create this card. Let's go ahead and grab our lesson kit. Okay, we're going to remove the content here. Let's put everything aside. Make a little room here. We're going to keep our ink out because we're going to do some stamping. You're also going to need your acrylic block, guys. You can use a smaller one for today's project because we're just stamping the acorn. Let's open up our kit. We're going to keep the embellishment bag over here. And we're going to go ahead and take the white cardstock that's in your lesson kit. We're going to set this aside and let's do some stamping. So you're going to need your stamp set. In your stamp set there is an acorn. Let's put that on the block. And then we're going to stamp this 3 times. Go ahead and season it a little bit. For our card today we need 3 acorns. 1, 2, and 3. And again, you need a brown ink for this. I'm going to go ahead and grab a baby wipe and dry or wipe off my stamp and put this away. Otherwise, I probably won't be able to find it on my desk. Okay. Next, we're going to zoom in and we are going to grab our pencils. The pencils that we need to create our card is the orange and the brown, and then also a yellow. You probably need your sharpener too, guys. So grab your sharpener. We're going to go ahead and start off by using our brown. The brown, you want to kind of dull the tip a little bit and then go over the bottom area of your acorn. We'll do all 3 of them the same way. Once we have the bottom of our acorns done, I'm going to go ahead and intensify the color by adding a little more pressure just to the right side. We'll do the same to the point here of the acorn. And that looks great. Now for the top of the acorns, I'm going to lightly go over it again with my brown. And then we're going to use an orange and lightly go over every other crisscross. Kind of creating a checkerboard pattern. You see that? And then on the other one, we're going to add yellow. Some areas are going to be really small. You won't be able to go over them, and yellow's not going to show up too much, especially over the brown, but it is going to add a little bit of color. Okay, and our acorns look fabulous. Let's put our pencils back. I didn't have to sharpen mine. You may not have had to sharpen yours either, but it's good to have just in case. Now we're going to fussy cut each one of our acorns out. Let's trim them out. And again, let's trim off this here too. keep this paper too, guys. You can use it. It's alcohol marker friendly. We're gonna separate them. I find it easier to separate them like this. And then we're gonna leave a little bit of a border. When I fussy cut, I like to move the paper versus my scissors. It just makes it really easy. There's one. We'll do the next one. When I edit videos, usually I edit this part out. So now I gotta chit chat. So how's your day going, guys? Can you believe it's fall? I almost booked a cruise. I've been wanting to go on a cruise for a while. I almost did it, but the husband said, no, we better wait. We don't know what the virus is going to do, so we did get fully vaccinated, so we don't know if we're going to need a booster or what, so we thought we better wait. But there are our little acorns. How cute are those? I'm going to zoom back out. Okay. Now, after we have this done, we're going to go ahead and work on our background. We're going to go ahead and take our grid paper and adhere this to our card base. I'm using side folding card bases because I can buy them bulk for the classroom. So this is, and I can get them with the envelopes too. Depending on how the classroom goes will be depending on how many kits I'll need to make. So, but I'm having fun with the classrooms. What do you guys think? And I think you guys can leave comments down below. So, and I'll check them out for the month too. Okay, let's go ahead and take our rust color pattern paper and we're going to add our gratitude right down the center of this. Kind of evenly spacing it so the cardstock is evenly spaced from the top to the bottom. After we have this adhered, a little is overhanging, and don't trim that off yet because we're probably going to need to trim more. We're going to go ahead and next we're going to take this pattern paper. This has those little, they look like feathers almost. Now I made it sure that you guys can cut a row of these with your scissors. Now if you don't like the fussy cut, you can skip this part and just adhere this like this. But I like the scalloped edge, so we're going to use our scissors and follow along one of the patterns here. You'll see what I mean. We're just following along. You don't want to follow along the bottom because the bottom is chopped off. So go the next one up. We'll go here, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Okay, I think that looks great. This one I definitely made a little bit bigger because I wanted you to be able to evenly space it across the length of your card base. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to add some adhesive to the top of our scallop, and I'm going to actually lightly tack a little bit of adhesive on the back. This way, the top's tacky, but I can kind of space it where I want it on my card base. And we want to go about 1/2 of an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch, 3/4 I would say, from the bottom of our card base. And you want to just make sure it's kind of evenly spaced. And I think the grid could probably help you with making sure that it's even. And I think this is going to work good. Carefully tack that down. Remember, you added adhesive to the top. This way you could take your gratitude piece and line it up over the top also and tack it down. And while you're still adhered, flip your card base over. You can open it up for this side and just trim off the excess. And flip it over on this side and careful, don't cut the seam of your card. Well, let's see if I can do a fix here. Let's scoot this over. And I kind of got it crooked. Let's flip it over once more here. There we go. Maybe. I think that's going to work. I might have to trim this off a little bit. Okay. We're going to pop this up, so that's why I wanted to kind of tack it down here first. Now, after we have this trimmed down, we know it's evenly spaced from left to right. I'm going to go ahead and you know what? Yeah, let's pop it up. Let's keep your little tape. Add some foam adhesive. And we'll add one more to the bottom. Okay. Press it down really good and remove the release paper. And then we can add this to the bottom of our card base. There we go. I have a little overhanging. I'm going to trim that off. Okay, not bad for being crooked. Next, we have this sentiment banner. We're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment, guys. We're going to stamp Nuts for You. I'm going to take my acrylic block and add our sentiment. Let's season that a bit. We'll take our brown ink and stamp our sentiment. We're stamping it all the way to the right. Kind of making sure it's centered. There we go. Nuts for You. We'll take our baby wipe and clean that off. And if you have a stamp chamois, again, you can use that. We'll put our sentiment back. So our sentiment is good to go. Now let's take our embellishment pack here. In your embellishment pack, you should have some burlap, a burlap circle, 2 sets of leaf flourishes, and some vellum. We're going to go ahead and adhere our burlap to our card. I'm going to go ahead and adhere some foam tape to the upper portion. I'm going to go ahead and cut a couple pieces here. Now, the bottom portion, we're going to just use our tape runner to adhere. This doesn't have adhesive on the back side, guys, but it's smooth, so you can use your adhesive or your tape runner. And then the top side, we're going to go ahead and add our foam tape. We could actually scoot this down a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's remove our release paper. And then we can add this. I would recommend, since your foam tape is straight, use the edge of your foam tape to lay it against here. So when you add your foam tape, make sure you want to go probably at the 1/2 inch mark, okay, or the halfway mark. And then we can go ahead and add this. I suggest adding this just a little bit over where your pattern paper is. That way it's nice and even. Okay, after we have this done, we're going to go ahead and add our leaves. Add some adhesive. This leaf is going to go, I would say, right here. we're going to add our other brown leaf, adhesive behind it. And I'm not going all the way up with the adhesive or all the way to the edge of the leaves. I don't mind. I'm just doing to the bottom portion. This one can go here. After that's adhered, we're going to add our pattern paper. You know, we should have used the last card that we made, this pattern for this card, but that's for our envelope, but that's okay. You can switch out the envelopes when we're all done, guys. This one we're going to overlap a little bit, put it right next to our brown. You don't want it overhanging because we're not going to trim those off. And then we're going to add some adhesive. This is sticky adhesive, but it's good because it really sticks to that burlap. Okay, this one is going to go slightly to the left of our brown one here. Okay, now after we have this done, we are going to take our vellum. The vellum is going to go right in the middle, guys, so kind of lightly tack it there, and then we're going to go ahead and add our sentiment just by adding tape. I'm going to trim off half of our sentiment. If you mess up, guys, you can use the other half. And then this one is going to go, maybe we'll put this right, we're going to put this right here. Okay, we're going to flip our acorns over and add some foam behind it. I don't think I added foam squares to this kit, but we got lots of foam tape. So let's trim down some leftover strips from lesson number 2. And I think we have foam squares left over from kit number 1. But we're going to go ahead. You want to definitely cover the seam of the end of your sentiment with an acorn. But you want to kind of cluster these in an arrangement that is kind of centered, if that makes any sense here. And I think that looks good. I think we might need to scoot it over just a little bit though, so everything is centered. Let's scoot this over. You want all 3 of your acorns kind of centered in that circle. And I think that's going to work out great. Okay, next, all we have to do is add some embellishments. Let's grab our gems. We'll open up our little pack here and grab some of these out. They like the stick of your finger. And then we'll use our glue. And we're going to add a couple here and there. 1, 2, 3. I think it's going to look really pretty against the brown. And we'll put one on the pattern paper here. Let's take the glue off of our grid paper and add one here on the brown. And then we'll use our jewel picker. Let's add a big one here. We'll add a medium, and then a small. When the glue dries, it will dry clear, guys, so we'll add a big one here. No, but add a big one on the bottom pattern, and a smaller one up here. How about that? And that looks fabulous. We'll put these back. Okay, and that is lesson number 3. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Thank you for subscribing to Card Making Fundamentals. I am having so much fun. I hope you guys are too. I had no interruptions, no phone ringing. We did really good. But I thank you so much for stopping by. We'll see you next Friday on the 22nd for our final classroom project. Thank you so much for stopping by. We will see you again real soon. Bye-bye. And I'll be darned. Hello, I'm back. I did it again. For some reason, I keep forgetting our envelopes. So grab your envelope bag, guys. I hope you didn't disconnect just yet. This one, we're gonna use this one with. Actually, this one will go really good with this one. We're gonna use the pumpkins for this card today. How about that? Let's go ahead and open up our envelope and add some adhesive. And find, these are all pointed, but find the one that has the corner, the rounded corner. Open up your envelope, kind of maybe put your hand in it so your adhesive doesn't stick to it and gives you a little wiggle room. Kind of center it. And then press down real good. Now, uh-oh, I have ink here. Make sure your surface is clean. You don't want to get ink on your envelope. But fold it over. And we have a pretty envelope to go with your card. So that is lesson number 3, guys. Have a great day, a double great day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.